Well, fans, on December 23rd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, we are getting probably the best card of the year. Obviously, it was too much to ask for to get Wilder versus Joshua, but at least the two men are fighting good opponents on the same bill. And fight fans, this is one of the strongest bills that we've seen in years. Reminds me of the type of cards that Don King used to put on back in the day. And credit has to go to the comeback king, Frank Warren, and Saudi's top dog, Turki Al-Hashim. Take a look at the card from top to bottom, starting with the bottom. The worst match by far on the card features former amateur star and top 10 ranked contender, Filip Hrgović, whose record currently stands at 16 wins, no defeats and 13 knockouts, squaring off against Mark De Mori, currently ranked approximately 300th in the world. Hrgović is currently the IBF's mandatory contender, so he's just marking time with this fight. He's a big puncher, and he owns that victory, which now looks excellent, of Azili Zhang. De Mori, an Aussie, nicknamed the Viking, has a very pretty record, but the fact is, 41 wins have come against absolutely nobody of note. Only time I've ever seen him in the ring, he got absolutely destroyed by a past it David Haye in one round. Prediction on this one, very bloody easy money this. Hrgović wins in one round. De Mori might see the second round if Hrgović is feeling generous. Next up, we have Cuba's Frank Sanchez. He's probably within the top 20 heavyweights in the world right now. He's proven himself to be a very effective, if cautious, boxer. His best win, of course, being that points decision of a fellow prospect, F.A. Jagbe. In the other corner is New Zealand's Junior Faye. Most famous for going the distance with Joseph Parker over 12 rounds. Faye has 20 wins, 2 defeats and 11 knockouts. His reputation for durability took a blow, however, when he was knocked out in one round by Lucas Brown. I'm thinking Sanchez gets Faye out of there in about 7 or 8 rounds, but it wouldn't surprise me if he just outscored him over the full 10. The next fight is very interesting. A scary looking Russian prospect, Arslanbek Makhmudov, absolutely no way I've pronounced that right, I'm just going to call him the Lion, which is his nickname, squares off against unbeaten former European champion Agit Kabel over 12 rounds. Kabel first came to my attention when he outscored Derek Del Boy Chisora back in 2017. Since that win nearly 6 years ago, Kabel has been out in the cold, fighting the likes of Kevin Johnson, Andrei Rudenko. So this is a really big fight for him. The big Russian Lion's best win at the moment is a 10-round points decision over Carlos Takam. And if he can defeat Takam on points, I think he can do the same against Kabel. The IBF Cruiserweight Championship is on the line as world number 1. Jay Opetaia, who looks a phenomenal talent, squares off against Ellis Zorro. Zorro looked good at domestic level when he cut down Jose Burton in 7 rounds, but this is a completely different level. Opetaia won the championship against the fearsome Maris Bradis, who we all know gave Alexander Usyk a hell of a fight, and Opetaia handled him with a broken jaw handily on points over 12 rounds. Opetaia looked absolutely sublime in destroying Jordan Thompson in 4 rounds in his first defence. Thompson is on the same level as Zorro. Zorro is in for an ass kicking and will be out of there within 6 rounds. The card also features one of the best fighters pound for pound in the business, as Russian Dmitry Bivol squares off against Lyndon Arthur. Bivol confirmed his pound-for-pound status last year by outboxing superstar Canelo Alvarez and Gilberto Ramirez with ease. Arthur is a classy boxer with an excellent left jab, most famed for his victory over Anthony Yarde, in which he outscored Yarde in effect with one arm. However, more determined Yarde got him out of there in 4 rounds in a rematch. Since then, Arthur has scored 4 wins, and last time out he came off the deck and from behind on points to knock out Brian Suarez in 10 rounds. But there's an enormous difference between the Brian Suarez's of the world and the Dmitry Bivol's. Dmitry Bivol hasn't scored a stoppage in a while. This is a good opportunity for him to end that bad run. I'm expecting him to get Arthur out of there in around about 10 rounds. The next fight on the card looks like it's going to be explosive, as Daniel Dubois, who in a few people's eyes is the uncrowned champion of the world for his controversial fight with Alexander Usyk, squares off against Jarrell Miller. Dubois is in need of a massive win. He was worn down and stopped by Joe Joyce, and apart from his moment of glory, he was outclassed by Alexander Usyk. Still young at 26 years of age, he needs a big victory. Stoppages over the likes of Trevor Bryan, Kevin Lorena and Nathan Gorman aren't convincing anyone. In the other corner is one of the biggest drug cheats in boxing. I'm fairly confident that Miller won't make it to fight night. he'll fail a drug test en route. But he's getting this opportunity because he's a good talker, and when he's in the ring, he's a big puncher. Last time out, he knocked out Lucas Browne in 6 rounds. The rest of his significant victories came 5 or 6 years ago against the likes of Joan de Pass, Thomas Adamek and others. This is an exciting fight if it happens, and I'm expecting Dubois to knock out Miller anywhere between the 3rd and 6th round of a give-and-take brawl. The first of the co-main events will feature the enormous hitting Deontay Wilder squaring off against former WBO champion and notoriously durable Joseph Parker in an interesting encounter. Parker is a good boxer, and he certainly packs a punch. The biggest wins on his resume include outscoring Andy Ruiz Jr. over 12 rounds, twice outscoring Del Boy Chisora, outscoring Hughie Fury, and Carlos Takam over 10 rounds. He's been defeated by the likes of Anthony Joshua, Dylan White, and more recently Joe Joyce, in a fight in which he suffered the first knockout defeat of his career as he was worn down and stopped in 11 rounds by Joyce. Since then, Parker has rebounded with 3 wins. Last time out, he knocked out Simon Dean in 3 rounds. And all of those 3 wins came in 2023. Deontay Wilder has only had 3 fights in the last 3 years. 2 of them damaging knockout defeats against Tyson Fury. The other, a 3-minute knockout over Robert Helenius. This is a very interesting contest. Wilder doesn't put the kind of pressure on that Joyce does, and his stalking style should suit Parker, as Parker will be able to get into a lead on points. Still, I think that Wilder drops a bomb on his rival, lands that big right hand and puts Parker to sleep. I think it will happen in approximately the 8th round. And then in the main event, Anthony Joshua is back in action. Last time out, he scored a highlight reel knockout of Robert Helenius. His 2nd win of the year, having outscored Jermaine Franklin over 12 tough rounds back in April. His opponent on fight night will be a man he's very familiar with, Sweden's Otto Wallin. Joshua defeated Wallin twice as an amateur, and he will be looking to make it 3 as a pro. Wallin came out of nowhere to square off against linear heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and give Fury one of the toughest fights of his career. Since that 2019 fight, Wallin has scored 6 wins, and last time out he scored the best of those wins when he outscored former WBA cruiserweight champion Murat Gassiev over 12 rounds. This will be 12 tough competitive rounds, but I am expecting Joshua to win this one on points, a win that will hopefully lead him to that showdown with Deontay Wilder. Predictions in the comments please, fight fans, and don't forget to like and subscribe.